What's up, guys? It's Matt here with Tanks Lawn Maintenance. It is currently 7:58 a.m. Monday morning, August the 26th, 2024, year of our Lord. This is a beautiful morning. It's not as cool as it has been. It's 66 today, or right now, and it's supposed to be 93 today. I think is what the forecast is calling for. 93 degrees. That's a far cry from what it has been. About 10 degrees hotter than what it has been the past week, but starting next week it's supposed to be cool again, and we're still far from it. I mean, we got a long ways to go before the fall gets here, but I've got a new one on the list today, and I've got quite a bit besides that, so I've got a long day ahead of me, and one of them's got to be push mode. I've got to go back to the house whenever I get done today. Or not back to the house, or not when I get done. In the middle of the route, I got to swing by the house. I got to pass right by, but I'm gonna swing by the house and drop the 61 off and get the 30, or get the push mower, the Turf Master, and I'm gonna tote that in the 36 with me for the end of the route. But yeah, got a day ahead of us, guys. It'll probably be 6:30, 7 o'clock before I'm done today. And I just left the gas station. Had to fuel everything up, but I want to holler at y'all for a second. I want to talk about maintenance. When do y'all typically do y'all's maintenance? Like sharpening blades, scraping decks, checking your oil, your fins, your hydros, all of that. I typically do mine on Fridays. Every now and then I'll get a case of laziness. I'll be cooked on Fridays and whatever, and I'll be done. Just don't feel like doing nothing. But normally, probably 99.9% of the time, it's done on Fridays. And the reason being is because I look at it like this. For one, when I get out of church on Sundays, I don't feel like doing nothing, man. I definitely don't want to fool around with anything in my business. So I typically do all my maintenance on Fridays. That way, if I do run into anything, like if I'm checking oil, checking belts, you know, when I'm underneath the mower, scraping decks, things like that, if I notice anything wrong, like this past Friday, for instance, I'm missing a wing nut for my battery box cover on my 36. And if I'd have found that yesterday, it would probably be Thursday before I got it in the mail. Or I'll say in the mail, it'd probably be Thursday before I was able, for my dealership called me and told me to come pick it up. But I was able to catch it Friday. They went ahead and ordered it right then, and I've got to go pick it up. Should be tomorrow morning they should call me, but we're gonna see. But yeah, anytime you do your maintenance on Fridays, if you catch anything, you know, you see something's wrong, whether it be a nut missing, a bolt missing, something broke, belt looks like it's about to break, you know, you can go ahead and throw your replacement on there, assuming you have a replacement belt, and you can let your dealership know that you need another belt, and chances are they've got that stuff in stock. But if you don't find it till Sunday, then you've got to go to your dealership before you start your route on Monday morning, and there is a possibility that they may not have it in stock, so you have to wait a couple more days. But yeah, I typically do my stuff on Fridays. That way, if I find something wrong, I can get it addressed right then before I start my route Monday. Now, as far as fuel and stuff like that, I normally do it on Fridays. When I got done Friday, man, I was tired. We had a bush job. We had 2 bush jobs Friday, and we worked pretty late Friday. So, and what I should have done was, my last day of mowing was Thursday. I should have took the mowers by the gas station Thursday and went ahead and filled them up, and go ahead and fuel up everything, you know, because that bush job, I wouldn't have used enough mixed fuel to where I would need gas again this week. But I should have went ahead and filled everything up Friday. That way I wouldn't have to stop this morning. And whenever me and my, I took my boys squirrel hunting Saturday, and whenever we got done squirrel hunting Saturday, we could have fueled up on the way home in the truck, and I would have just been able to go straight to my first property, and I'd be there by 8 o'clock. But just things like that, guys. It's set yourself up for success. You definitely need to do your maintenance on Fridays. I know a lot of people like to do it on Sundays. I don't recommend doing that because there's too many things that can happen. But if that's the way you do it, if that's what works for you, it is what it is. But and I recommend getting all your fuel on Fridays too, or at least your last day of mowing. You know what I'm saying? That way you can be done, and it's not going to be in the back of your mind all weekend long. Like, man, I know I got to do this, I know I got to do that. It won't be on the back of your mind. It'll just be done. So be proactive, not reactive, and that's the name of the game, man. Because you're going to save yourself a lot of time and heartache if you're proactive. But also, another thing I want to talk about, man, it's that time of year. It is the very end of August. Today's the 26th. This is the last week in August. And we've got an issue here in the CSRA. A lot of yards are being infested with armyworms, which will absolutely decimate a property. It don't take but about 2 days for armyworms to eat an entire quarter-acre lot worth of grass roots. So it's happened to quite a bit of my customers. I reached out to them early, a month ago, and told them, I said, hey, there's armyworms in the area. You may want to reach out to somebody that treats them. A lot of weed and fertilizer companies treat them. You may want to reach out and have somebody come and treat for them. Or you may want to swing by a big box store and pick up some granulars or some sort of spray that you can spray in your yard or broadcast in your yard and take care of it if you wish to have green grass. Well, about half of them did, and the other half, they didn't. And a lot of them are year-round customers, subcontract, and they don't have no grass left to mow, but they've got to pay me anyway. And but there is things that I will be doing. I'll make sure their bushes are in tip-top shape, whatever I got to do. But got to keep that money rolling in. But I did have 4 customers yesterday reach out to me, because I always send out my texts early on Sunday, let them know, hey, this is your week, planning on your normal day. I would definitely send out a text the day before to remind you to keep your gates unlocked and things like that. But I did have 4 of them reach out or text me yesterday and let me know, hey, I think our grass is done for the season. Appreciate everything. We will start again next season. And I, of course, I told him, hey, it's the end of August, man. Grass is still very much growing. I was like, Bermuda grass does not go dormant until the first frost, and we are a long ways out from the first frost. But that's fine. Just reach out to me if you need me. And if you see something going on in somebody's lawn, or if you know something is going on in your area, give your customers a heads up. That way they can be proactive and do something about it, because it can cost you money in the long run. Like I know a lot of the landscapers around here said, I ain't worried about no armyworms. I don't treat for insects and things like that. Well, guess what? It matters, because if your customers ain't got no grass to cut, then you're gonna be out of a job. So keep your customers updated. Hopefully they'll do the right thing, do what needs to be done. And maybe it's something you can offer, man. Maybe you can go by the big box store and buy some granulars and put it out. Maybe it'll do something for you. Maybe that's a service you can offer. Grub and armyworm treatment. But I don't know, just a thought. But anyway, man, I'm gonna hop off here. I am literally about 100 yards away from my first property, and I got to get this day going, man. I've got a lot to do, and today is my oldest daughter's birthday, and I've got to be home at a decent hour, man. I really don't want to be out here till 6:30 or 7 o'clock. But We'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, I'm going to cut y'all back on the next one. Y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money. Holla at y'all. Bye.